Oh, what's going on, everybody? Let's get drunk. Let's get drunk and do a food review. Not drunk. Not open. Filet mignon. Paid $16.15. Good chunk of meat. Home baby middle bell. Baby bell. I'm gonna fry these up. My steak's been sitting out for a while, so I'm just put salt and pepper on that, fry that up in the frying pan. Not really a cooking video, but only wine glass that I can find somewhat clean out of storage. Get this red wine open up for let's use a counter. Get this to go in there. There it goes. Now, this found a $17 bottle of wine. Of course, tax probably closer to 18. I don't really care how long the video is. 30-minute video? I don't really care. You guys can stay along and watch it. Hopefully this bottle goes well with some steak. And if it, put the cork on there if you don't know how to use it. Don't sit there and try to yank this up. You ain't going to get nowhere with it. You got to use the little foot here. Put that there. I don't know if I can show this on camera because I need leverage. Maybe I can do it. And you pull this up, which I was afraid. Yep, I don't know what I did on camera. And do that. And you stop where the bottle opener is. You can either untwist it or leave it. This is old bottle opener, but oh, it smells pretty good. Let's take this cork off. Oh, wrong way. And save that for later. I'll probably have one glass of wine. That's about it. Oh, nice red color. Not really full. This glass is a lot bigger than what you think it is. So, have a nice swirl. There's water in here, so I can't really see any of the legs, but it smells pretty good. Not a wine taster. I know this goes well with red wine or red wine with steak. I guess I'll give this a try. Not bad. I can see the legs on it now. I think it's from California. 2020 bottle. I think it's like 13.9% ABV. So I'm gonna open up the steak and let's get it seasoned up and pan fried. Been sitting out for a couple hours to get room temperature. It's not cold on the outside anymore. You don't want to cook your steaks cold, and especially not frozen. That would be nasty. All right, make sure you use your fine china. Paper towel. I guess it doesn't matter. I'll go this way. That way it actually stays. Sharp knife. Well, I guess it ain't sharp. You still have to sharpen it. Whatever. Which is weird plastic anyway. I don't know. I guess you can leave the silver skin on. You know, I guess I could remove it. And this was packaged in there. You can see it was smushed. So I'm gonna like try to fix it back the way it was. Actually pretty good for a 16-ounce steak. Well, it's not 16 ounces. How many ounces? It didn't say. Packaging altogether is 0.74. So technically, I guess I could cut this in half to get like two steaks out of it, because this is, you know, almost 2 inches. That's what she said. So I probably could cut this in half and get 2 steaks out of it. Probably will, because cooking a steak this big, you know, it was like squashed down. Yeah, I will cut this in half. But I'm gonna get the moisture on the outside off, because the salt and the pepper and stuff will draw out the moisture. So I will let that sit for a little bit, just to get some of the moisture off of here. You know, I can't believe, you know, paid $16, almost got like 2 steaks here. Try to cut down the middle. Yeah, there's no way I can cook a steak this thick. Silver skin's hard to cut through. All right. And that's why I probably end up removing the silver skin. It's gonna be hard to remove without moving like a lot of the steak. Let's get like a little started here. I don't know if it's pretty easily, because the grain's going that direction anyway. Oh, that's one steak. That's all fat. That's actually a good part. I actually got a good steak. It was actually marbled pretty good. Last time I bought one of these steaks, it was horrible. There was like hardly any marbling on it. If I can get this like started. And go this way with it. Yeah, kinda. I could lose a little bit of meat, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to me. I just don't want the nasty silver skin, because this part ain't edible at all. So I'm gonna wash my hands so I can put salt and pepper on here. It won't take long for this to cook anyway, because whatever. Like that. I'll use tongs. Maybe I'm not using my hands. Alright, you can use whatever salt you want. I'm using pink Himalayan. You know, seasoned salt, which I don't recommend actually seasoned salt for was it McCalories or whatever it's called. But you can get a flavored salt, truffle. Decent amount. And obviously salt to taste. Same thing with the pepper. And then whatever's on the plate, I will move the steaks around. Probably with the tongs at first, and then you know, pat this down and get the stuff to stick. Actually, I should have done that. But I will season this side. And I'll season this side. Okay. There. Do salt. Might seem like a lot of salt, but if you don't have salt on your steak, you won't taste it. Because the time you cook it, it disappears anyway with the juices. Extra on the plate. And then pretty much done with the salt and pepper. And what I'm going to do is use all the seasoning on the plate on the sides. Meat's going to be tender, but I'd like to get the seasonings into the meat. all sides. And whatever's seasoning on the plate will go in the pan too. So, but I will let these sit there for a little bit. Somewhat marinate. It doesn't really need to marinate that long. Get extra stuff off your hands onto the plate. So it'd be good 2 nice steaks. And then I'm going to be cooking all these mushrooms, so I'm going to be chopping up these. I'll show you what to do with those too. So I'll be back. All right, mushroom time. Clean knife. And probably cook all these, I don't know. All right, there's 2 ways to clean mushrooms. Doesn't matter if it's white button mushrooms, mini bell, large bell, small bell, cow bell, your mom's bell. I mean, what? All right. You see the dirt on there? Yeah, you can wash these off. Now, soaking them in water overnight? No. Taking a wet washcloth or a paper towel or whatever you want to call it. You know, yeah, you can sit there and do this. You know, yeah, it's going to mess up the mushroom, but I don't really care about that part. But it's faster if you have to wash a lot. And then not keeping a stem, because I don't really care for the mushroom stems that much either. But I'm gonna wash these off in the sink. I'll use a colander, and you can use a paper towel to dry them, or let them sit the air dry, and it won't hurt. People say that the washing these off in the sink with water, they're gonna soak up like a sponge. Yeah, they will soak up water if they're dried out, but they're not gonna turn into mush. And it's not going to be where you take the mushroom and it's been washed off and you take it and you squeeze it and you get 30,000 gallons of water out of it either. So people that tell you, don't wash off your mushrooms. Well, I am. You don't like it? Too bad. All right, mushrooms. Colander. Rinse that out later for garbage or whatever. Cold water. And I'm going to wash the mushrooms off. They're turn into sponges, everybody. Don't forget. They'll soak up so much water, you'll have ocean in your house. Some, you know, it's not going to happen. Trying to get all the nasty dirt off the mushrooms, that way they don't taste dirt. Get it out of there. Throw the stem away. Not really many mushrooms left in there, really. I'll use drain and take your paper towels and pat them dry. You know, are they slimy? A little bit. You know, where's the water? Where's the 1,000 gallons of water supposed to come out of it, everybody? Not a sponge. Tired of people being lied to. Don't wash your mushrooms off. They'll soak up so much water you have ocean in your house. Swimming pool. You can go swim in. Well, mushrooms are nice and clean. And now I'm just going to remove the stems. And also when you're chopping up mushrooms, take all the stems off first. I can't stand people that sit there and take a mushroom and I'll take the knife off or take the stem off and then chop it up, which that's going to take a while, and then come back, do another mushroom, chop it up. No, just do all the stems first. Assembly line. Do what Ford used to do. One step at a time. It's faster that way. And now all the mushrooms are ready to be cut up. I don't care if I lost a third of that mushroom. And I don't want thin mushrooms, like I mentioned. I want them to actually pan fry and get caramelized in the frying pan. And you be careful too. Chopping these mushrooms, they want to slide everywhere a little bit. Because round things on a chopping board that's flat don't mix. There's no way of really getting around it either. See, that wants to titter totter. And be careful. Start the knife, and then you can go down. And don't be like Superman and try to fly through this real quick, because it ain't gonna happen. Alright, one piece too thin, but whatever. And last mushroom. And I'm gonna cook the mushrooms first. Not because they take longer, but who wants a cold steak? You know, mushrooms, I don't really matter if they're super hot or they're obviously not going to be frozen sitting on your plate on the counter. So let's get these pan fried in butter. All right, pan's on medium. Of course, this stove kind of sucks because it's electric. I don't like. Kind of a tablespoon of butter. Thick on that side, thin on that side. But just move around. This pan, supposedly it's supposed to be somewhat safe with metal utensils, but I'm still going to be careful with it. I move this around, leave it in the middle, and everything on my stove goes that way, so all the butter will be on this side. You'll see. The butter. And add your mushrooms. Make sure not to spill them on the floor. And then wash off your chopping block later. Try to get a single layer of mushrooms as best you can. These will cook down, so you think there's a lot of mushrooms. It ain't. You'll probably have like a third of that left. And you can season it whatever you want. Black pepper. Not too much because the steak already has it on there. Just extra flavor. And then pink Himalayan. You can use sea salt if you want, just a little bit. Kind of helps out the moisture content of the mushrooms. Turn the stove up a little bit past medium. It's on 6, but knowing this stove, I have no idea what's truly on. Hope you guys can hear me anyway. You see the mushrooms are cooking pretty good. I'm not gonna cook these long. I still want to have a crunch to them. I wonder if this does this on the fly. There, I got the noise canceling on. See if it helps. I would do the pan toss with this pan, but I can't. It's too heavy. And I'm not used to it. Move this pan around, handle the other way. I don't know if I can really. I can do it a little bit, but I get fancy with it. So I'll be back to show you the finished product of the mushrooms to be all nice and brown, more than the exterior. All right, mushrooms are done. So that's the color I'm looking for. You know, nice caramelized, not cooked all the way through, and there's no more water in the pan. Moisture has been cooked down. Because I can't really show this on camera. But I'm going to plate these up on a plate, let them cool down. We'll put them in a pile. They will hold their heat. Not long. They won't be super hot time the steak's done, but I'd rather have a hot steak than extremely hot mushrooms with water in the middle still. That will burn your face off. Alright, pan's preheated. Got a little bit past the medium heat. If it's hot enough where you can do this and you can't do it for no more than 3 seconds, your pan's hot enough. No oil, no butter, no ghee, no duck fat, no cottonseed oil, sunflower seed oil, any high temperature oil. No. You take your steak and you want it to sear, which is probably going to show up out here on camera, but you hear the steak. And you take your other steak because you want them to cook at the same time. And you're going to sear both sides. And then I'm going to see, of course, he ain't going to say it, but I'm going to hold it like this and get all the other sides too. But and you don't want to move them around a lot like this. You just put them there, place them down a little bit, and let them sit there and caramelize. That's where you get the flavor. And just in case you didn't hear me, don't move the steaks around. Leave them put, and then you know, make sure they're flat surface. Push down a little bit, get caramelized, and then you can do all sides. You don't have to hold them up, and you'll have to with the pan and do all kinds of fancy work. I guess I can show a little bit, but for this, you got to hold it there. I'm not caramelized enough, but I'm getting there. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. Caramelize both sides, and then eventually I will add some butter for flavor. And I turn this down because the pan gets hot really quick. And the stove gets hot, and plus I need to charge my cell phone. So while the steak is cooking, I want to charge my cell phone. All right, you can see they're somewhat caramelized on all edges. Now, obviously, cook them the temperature you like in the middle. So, put them over like that. Throw some butter in there. The butter melt. And stir it around. You can either do that or mix it up. So butter on both sides. Not making a sauce. Just put some extra flavor on the steak with some cooked butter a little bit. All sides. Now hopefully these should be cooked enough the way I like them. About medium rare. If they're overcooked a little bit, I don't really care. So I'm going to plate these steaks up. And then the pan drippings I'm going to pour on the steak and let the steak rest a little bit. It's one steak. And two steak. And now you can see it's going to start dripping. So I'm going to let this sit here for whatever and get whatever grease I can and pour it on the steak and let the steak rest for a couple of minutes, not long. I want warm steak. I don't like steak that's been sitting. Rest your steak for an hour. No. I guess I can use that as a thumbnail. Whatever. But I don't know. If it's not, you can taste the steak to see if it's peppery enough, but you can add a little bit more. And I got a little bit of butter. So I'm just going to put some butter on it. That's kind of what I wanted. A little bit of butter. There you go. You remember this is a lean steak, so yeah. It's a lot of butter. You're gonna gain 1,000 tons. That's what my comment section is. It's always a bunch of crybaby bitches. That's also the wine cocking. Oh, that tastes so good. Mushroom, butter. I got a fork over here. I guess I can pretend to be at a waiter at a restaurant. Cut in the steak to see if it's cooked all the way. And then they want you to cut, not just like the edge to see if it's done. No, they want to take you and they'll tell you, cut down like the big major part. Let's see. I don't know, is it showing up on camera? It could be cooked a little bit longer. But they don't bother me none. So let's get a piece. I cut a piece. Steak's gonna be nice and tender anyway. Yeah, that's like a medium rare. More than anything, probably definitely not a well done. It's probably more like a pink. But you cook the steak the way you like it. If you don't like it that pink, well, put it back in this in the oven. You can put it in the oven to finish cooking it up for like 20 minutes. But I ain't doing all that. So looks good to me. Should I do the taste testing on camera or should I do it off camera? At least I can do a little bit of taste testing on camera. Just gotta set the tripod up and all that. Now I had a little bit of wine, so let's pour just a little bit more. And the bottle's only down here. I had like one little, I don't know, probably 3 ounces of wine. Probably not even that. Good enough. And that's probably all I'm gonna drink. Enough for for dinner. I had some cooking dinner. Put this back in here. Now the rest of this will have to be either drink or either cook with it. Do got some A1 steak sauce so I can ruin the steak just for you guys for video. Because I know people can't stand this stuff at all. It ruins the steak. Well, if you want A1 sauce, and they got other flavors, hickory, pepper and spicy and whatever. But I'll try a steak by itself. Shouldn't really need any seasoning besides the salt and pepper. If it's not cooked right, then, you shouldn't have to drown it in sauce. Same thing, you go to a restaurant, they get all these demi glazes and there's a cherry wine reduction sauce with duck fat and whatever else. All right, let's give this a try. Should be nice and cooled off enough. So, wow, that's really tender steak. It's like the most tender steak you can ever have. Let's try some of the mushrooms. Rub in the sauce a little bit. Mushrooms are nice and earthy. Plenty of salt and pepper on the steak. Nice and tender. All right, see the A1. Nice and shaky. Shaky shake. And let's pour the A1 on the steak. Nice and thick because it's been sitting in the refrigerator because it's been used. Now, I can't show cutting a slice of steak on camera. So I'll be back to do a taste test of the steak with the A1. Or just leave it in, I don't care. You know, longer the video, possibly the more views I possibly get on the channel. And don't forget to scrape off your extra sauce. Don't want to waste it. Because a A1 steak sauce is probably $5 nowadays. You probably sell it on eBay or black market for $30,000. But can you see the sauce? A1 on there? Definitely not on there. Poured it on there. You saw me pour it on the steak. So see if it's any better or worse with A1. Actually, it makes it a little bit more tender. Say A1 sauce has a tanginess to it, peppery, decent amount of sauce. Kind of has a Worcestershire sauce flavor going on. Let's see. Kind of, I know it's kind of hard to show you guys. I don't have a setup to actually eat on camera, but grab some mushrooms. A1 steak. Mushroom's gonna fall off. No. All right, let's try both of them. And last thing, let's try out the wine with it. The acidity of the wine itself actually cuts through the butter and the steak, and it goes really well. I think I was reading the back of it. It has like oak barrel aged for like remember on here, aged in oak barrels for. I doesn't say on the bottle. I read it online. I was looking up the wine itself. It has like vanilla, spice. You know, that's the 1 year in the bottle or aging. Chocolate note. Yeah, I can see that. It goes well with grilled beef and lasagna. No, so far I do like it. Those go really well with it. So I'm enjoying my dinner. Enjoy some wine to go with it. So if you enjoyed this video, as obviously at this point you should know, you thumbs it up. Hit that subscribe button for instruction. Peace out. And I don't give food ratings in my cooking videos.